Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you so much for stopping by. So my people, that this powerful speech from Senator Abaribe, which I would love you guys to listen and hear everything that he said in this particular video, which he titled Uncomfortable Truth to Ndigbo, Igbo Value. And he made this speech at NNIIF conference in Abuja. Like, this video is a must watch, honestly, because he really said a lot of things concerning Igbos in this particular video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Share the video to your friends and family, and also give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other people to watch. Thank you so much for doing so. So my people, let's go ahead and listen and hear everything Senator Abaribe said in this particular video.
Thank you very much, Moji. And let me stand on all the elaborately established protocol which you did. I'm very glad to be here for Nkatandiyom. And you have given me a task. And let me first plead alocutus this morning that everything I say, just blame it on me. Don't blame it on any other Igbo person. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to say things that are going to be very uncomfortable for us, Ndigbo. And I will wish that you all please bear with me, because sometimes Ndigbo si na aga ekwu eziokwu ga-egwu onye eze na aga ekpuru nkata n'ishi gwa ya okwu. But ọ bụrụ nkata ka mkpugbu a nkata ndị inyom ka ahụ nkata ka anyị bịara. Udo dịrị unu. Some time ago, short while ago, because we go into social media and we get people say things, I read a very short piece by someone whose name on social media and the group, he called himself John Doe. Of course, John Doe means a nobody. But he said this. He said, most of the Yahoo boys are encouraged, protected, and supported by their mothers. I do not know whether this is true, but that brings us to what we want to talk about here, about Igbo values. As mothers, if you stay and you know that your son or your daughter comes home with things that they do not work for or deserve, and you encourage it, and you go to church, and you go ahead and pay tithe on that illegal money, then what you're doing is that you're desecrating the land. And so this morning, we want to look at things, what we were known for, our values. What are these values? Number one, we are known for industry. Ibambo. Number two, we are known for hard work. Ọrụ aka. Sometimes I na boy ọrụ ike. Kama. Today, we are no longer known because our desire to be better than others has now made it impossible for our youth to follow that path of Onwike. Thirdly, we as Ndigbo, we are known for community and family. Umunna, no munne. That is what we're known for. All the development that happened in Alaigbo, when we had that spot of growth between the 1940s and the 1960s, that made the Eastern region the leading economic powerhouse in the world at that time, was from community effort. Umunna. We built schools, we did everything for ourselves. Today, we're finding it that this sense of family and community no longer exists, because this sense of family means that you cannot hurt your brother. That is why Ndigbo Neja say, Onyagala wanne, do not leave your own. Ndigbo were also known as part of our values for respect. Nsopuru. We used to respect people. But like our brother here, Osita Chidoka, pointed out in one of his papers, which I give you credit for, he pointed out to us that today in Alaigbo, people indulge in three things. One is Mebu, because they have the political power or they have the will over you, they oppress you. The other one is Mbare, because they see that they can get away with anything, they insult you and do anything to you. That is what we see in Alaigbo. And of course, the third one is Nkare. That is, at every point, they want to show you that they are much bigger. And when people have political power, they use that the most. That is why, when people have political power in Alaigbo, instead of doing the road for the community, they will not do it because their enemy is there, or the person who went or who challenged them in the political contest. So these three things, Mmebu, Mpare, and Nkare, are the things that we see in Alaigbo today that is giving us a big, big problem. Another value that Ndigbo used to have was amamihe, education and knowledge. Education and knowledge was the fundamental underpinning of the Igbo person. And every one of us strived. That is why, even though the Yoruba got education before us and met the people from the British and all that, we, as Ndigbo, overtook the whole of Nigeria between 1950 and 1960 because everybody strived for education. Zeke pioneered this. He paid for people to be taken abroad to go to school and come back and develop their place. Today, we find that only women want to go to school. Our young men and our youth are more interested in something called a gombute. They want to get rich quick. And that has laid a very, very bad foundation in Igbo land. Lastly, Ndigbo were known as very hospitable and generous. How more onyinye. We used to take care of our people. And that is why our ethos has always been Onyagala wanne. And the fundamental underpinning of every Igbo person is Ebwebere, Ugobere. And so, this hospitality was what made us. If you come to the house of Onigbo, he will first bring out nzu, chalk, to put on your hand, and then bring oji, which is the kola nut that we use to welcome you. So if you go to an Igbo person's house and there's no kola nut, know that you're not welcomed. If he doesn't have, he will plead and make it up with something else. So having known all this that are our values, where are we today? We have a conflict between the traditional Igbo values and this new phenomenon called Egombute. All our youth only want to be rich. And they look at you and they no longer want to follow the path. That path that takes you to go through hard work and striving and education. And you're putting in your intellect to get to where they want to go. What everybody wants to do is to take a shortcut and look for native doctors to give you the things that are going to make you rich. That's why I said I'm going to make some uncomfortable things for us as Ndigbo today. So please forgive me. I have said that today we have a prioritization of wealth over community. This means that the age-old values of community first, before self, has now been eroded. The other one is valuing material possession over education and knowledge. And so you see a very young person, not educated, yet he wants to ride the biggest car and go around and have a lot of people following him behind. And you want to wonder, where do you want to end up? And of course, we find that every time they all end up either in prison or they are killed looking for a shortcut to wealth. This has also affected our Igbo boy system. The Igbo boy system, which everyone knows, has been the biggest incubator of entrepreneurship in the world and was even studied by Harvard to say, how do you create so many very wealthy people using this Igbo boy system? Today, not many of our youths now want to bala boy. What they want to do is to do a shortcut. They stay with their master. In a short while, they steal their master's money and run away. They don't want to wait so that they will end the course and be given their payoff, which will set them up. Because for us, the Igbo boy system, none of the people who are invested in it or who do it are afraid of creating another millionaire. They're already millionaire. They want to create more. And they don't mind if you are the person. But today, we now have the twin evil. First of the young men no longer being faithful to their masters and all that. And also for some masters who, when the time comes for them to settle their progeny, look for means and avenues of not to do what is already contracted. Thirdly, we now emphasize individual success over collective progress. Prior to this time, at the time we all were going up, we all knew, of course, that there were some leading lights, but everybody was happy. Let the whole Igbo be moving. Right now, all we have are everybody will want to stand on his own. And so when we stay in silos in this way, trying to be individualistic, brilliant, we find that we fail collectively. So when we come together politically, we find it difficult because everybody will say, if not me, I shouldn't be another person. And so today, we have, encompassing all this, the rather very sad part for Ndigbo, where we seek external validation rather than self-contentment. And so our people, instead of waiting and making sure that we are doing things for Alaigbo and doing things for ourselves, we want to go and look for somebody from outside to come and tell us who is our leader, who will come and point out to us who we are going to make governor, who is going to point out to us who are going to make senator, and so forth. And that is not good for Alaigbo. So this impacts on our social values, making us move from the traditional Igbo mindset, from the collective to be individualistic, makes us be more focused on wealth and all the things that are free praise in life, and decrease our emphasis on our traditional values. And so with these few words, I want to suggest a few things for us. And let me also say that this paper that I'm abridging, Nkatandiyom already have it, and so if you want it, they will send it to you. We have to reconcile our values so that we can sustain the development of Alaigbo. First, we must have to balance individual success with community well-being. In other words, we must at all times make sure that the community, the Igbo community, our traditional communities, will be far more important than each and every one of us. Second, we must go back to the old values of education. We got to where we were, where we now had the first vice chancellor, and in Joko, where we now had all the great people in the past that were making waves in Nigeria through education. Today, we find that nobody emphasizes it that much, and we must go back. And in doing this education, skill acquisition, which we used to have, because I come from Aba, and as much as people were saying Aba made, I can tell you for a fact that at a particular time, all the components that were used in the oil industry in Port Harcourt were fabricated in Aba. Because when they look for the parts and the parts are not coming on time, they just come to Aba, they fabricate it for them, and then they take it back and it works. We must go back to all those. And we must also remember that we must be humble. Our traditional values have degenerated to such an extent that all that we want to know is big titles on 180 or Agadeji Agbachi Uzo. You know, things that only mean vanity and not for community. We must go back to have respect for our leadership, to have respect for our elders, and also to continue to do the right thing for all our people. Finally, we must go back to promote responsible consumption. I was very happy at the point at which it seemed that the EFCC had helped everybody to curb this aspect of unnecessary show of wealth by spraying all manners of currencies at weddings, at functions and all that, because it now became a big problem for people. And so people like us, when we attend functions, everybody will be looking up for you to come with bundles, to come and be doing all that. We must go back to responsible consumption. Ndigbo si na ka erie dachi ụzọ adịghị mma n'ahụ. To eat and fall on the wayside should not be our way of life. So ndị nkata ndị inyom, ọ bụrụ nkata ndị inyom. I want to thank you. This has been a very long talk. But I will go back to one example of humility that was also pointed out by our brother Osita Chidoka. And he referred in his paper, that paper leading by example, I think he will remember it now. And he said that the late, or the former FCT minister, Mama Kotangora, was sent to Zaria to become, I think, an administrator. He was sole administrator. This one that they are fighting for now to be vice chancellors, and people are even forging credentials to go there. At the point that he was there, he stuck to all the policies that were supposed to be there, that at the end, he never needed police escort. He never needed army escort. That whenever he comes to the campus, he will walk around alone, and the students will be very jubilant and also praising and walking around with him. We want to ask ourselves, how many of our people today can walk around in their places without having a battalion of soldiers around them? They won't.
So my people, that is it. I hope you truly enjoy watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Share the video to your friends and family, and also give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend this video to other people to watch. Thank you everyone. I truly appreciate your love and support here on my channel. May Almighty God bless you all. Yes, I'm going to see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shammer's